Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He uncorks it for Snead. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. DeAndre Levy, he's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up fourth down. Now the ninth-year man from LSU, Thomas Morstead, on to punt. Back deep for the Bucs, Deshaun Jackson. A first-half update now from Philadelphia. And the Eagles out in front early. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down. From the gun, Winston. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And, a big collision there. He's hit and knocked backward. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
First and 10, here's Breeze. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Breeze now on first down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be second and about a yard.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Breeze to throw on second down. Looking for his tight end Fleeter, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brent Grimes. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
They go play action here on first down. Donnell Ellerbe coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. On second down, Martin. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Winston now from the 50. Dancing to his left. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Here's Brian Anger now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. It'll be a 45-yard punt and couple that with a loss on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Reminder later tonight, a good one down in Miami. It'll be the Raiders and the Dolphins. A lot of playoff history between those two in the 70s.
Yeah, there sure is.
And then tomorrow night, we wrap up Week 9, the unofficial halfway point of the season with the Lions and Packers from Lambeau. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. In his own end zone, it's Breeze. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run, and everyone else stays ready, and they were, and they picked that one off.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Following the interception, Winston. Flushed out right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Marcus Williams, the rookie from Utah. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. And not great starting field position here for the offense. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 96 yards. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now a second down throw for Winston. And a catch right side by Evans. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. Third down. Here's Winston. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cameron Jordan with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
Hey, tight end right. Watch tight end. Opposite. You kill. Hey. You got 3. On
second down, here's Breeze. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 43 yards. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Willie Snead with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Coming into the year, Breeze, 465 touchdown passes, add another one to the total.
You know, it's funny, I just talked with his college head coach, and he told me that when Drew was a sophomore at Purdue, they weren't sure he was truly the starter, even though he started the opening game, and he made a play early in that one, where the coach got on the headset and told the rest of the staff, well, fellas, we found our quarterback. Now we got to make sure we find the rest of our team.
Breeze hasn't looked back since. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Charles Sims, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. And they're definitely showing blitz here. A second down throw for Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Evans in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. Winston. Airing this one out for Evans. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary can really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
On the NFL scoreboard, second quarter in Nashville. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. They run it again with Kamara. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Breeze now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Thomas Morstead now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Around the NFL, they're in the 2nd in Philly. And an impressive display by the Eagles. They continue to pour it on, scoring again. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Here's Martin as they begin on the ground. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They run it again with Martin. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Winston on 3rd and 2. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Here's Winston. Goes underneath to Martin. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Now Jameis on 2nd down. They set up the screen to Martin. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. A second quarter score from down in Houston. It's the Colts in that one that have grabbed the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. First down, Breeze. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Noah Spence in there to get him for a loss of 5. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Shotgun now for Breeze. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. Here's Jackson. A officially that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Second down, Winston. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. At 5 yards on the play there, it's a drive will continue. First down, Winston. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and that'll bring up second down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. Going again, Winston on 2nd and 10. Escaping, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. To throw is Winston. Evans has it left side. And he is going to lose yardage here. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tend to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off, it's J.J. Wilcox. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. A first down throw for Winston. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Marcus Williams, the rookie from Utah. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Kamara. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Saints on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. The play clock's running down. Breeze going to throw. And able to find Conley. And he's going to be out of bounds down near the 35-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He's going to fire one deep, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off, it's J.J. Wilcox. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now he's flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. Winston with a give to Martin. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. The Bucks on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Eluding the play. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Jordan Evans in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Brian Anger now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Elsewhere, they have gone to the second half in Carolina and really pouring it on now with the Falcons. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. From midfield, here's Breeze. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 22 and a first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Breeze now on first down. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. From the gun, it's Breeze. Steps away to his left. Now Breeze lost the football. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. The Saints on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Breeze. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. So a big one there as that gives them a little cushion.
And, you know, here in the 4th quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock and put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here comes the D swarming to the line. On 1st and 10, Winston. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. a second down throw for Winston. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Howard. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. The Bucs on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun. Winston. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the first down with his legs. Winston now to throw on first down. Buying time to his left. And some space here. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
And a 10th carry here for Martin. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Winston. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Will Redmond. The 20. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. Yeah, this is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
They go play action here on first down. Flush to his right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Meanwhile, in Nashville, they're on to the fourth quarter now. And the Ravens have opened things up there. A win would be just their second of the year if they could hold on. Now Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Bucs on third down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 10. Jameis to throw it. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. Nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Elsewhere, they're on to the 4th quarter at MetLife Stadium. And that lead there for the Rams has extended. They just scored again. If they hang on, that would up their win total to 5 on the season so far. On the counter, here's Kamara. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on second down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Toss play, Kamara. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So out come the Bucs now. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And not much room there, so he'll get it up only to about the 21. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Again, it's Martin. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is.